Hi, my wonderful sweet babies. It's Destin Choice, and you're listening to my podcast, Time Out with Choice. So I had to get on here specifically because I wanted to just rant and just give my opinion and vent about the epidemic of Instagram models in general. And it's not just Instagram models as far as like the girls who just take pictures with fake asses, snatch waist, and promote bullshit ass products that don't even really work.
Y'all say an apple a day keep the doctors away. No, baby, a shot of NutriBurst a day keep the doctors away. But no medical claim. And then we got us our detox tea. I don't care how snatched you are when you look in the mirror. I don't care how healthy you think you are. Everybody needs to detox.
No, I have a liver and I have an immune system that detoxes itself. Thank you. Y'all hear this dummy?
No, baby, you are not going to be on the toilet all day. And if you are, it's better to get whatever is in you up out of you, okay? When you detox, you are getting the toxins, the parasites, and the mucus out of your body. So I don't care how cute, how healthy, how fine you think you is, sir, ma'am. Everybody needs to be detoxing.
I'm talking about Instagram models in general, the dudes who flex on social media, put money to their ear, and promote a fashionable lifestyle. So I've referenced this in many videos in the past, talking about how Instagram models are all basically full of shit, how 95% of them are all selling you a dream, and how none of it is really real. A good example is Instagram models who basically get their body done and then promote waist trainers. I never understood the logic behind Instagram models who promote waist trainers and flat tummy tees and stuff like that, and stuff that makes their waist and their butt look bigger. Meanwhile, 95% of them got surgery. If you notice, a lot of Instagram models tend to always go to places like Dubai. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard those rumors of Instagram models flying out to Dubai to go link up with some old pot-belly, crusty-ass, dusty old man who has tons of money, who's gonna give her like 5 racks just to piss or shit on him or pee in his mouth. Yes, stuff like that actually does happen. A lot of girls actually get paid and flown out into the Middle East or in the United Emirates just to pee and shit in people's mouths. It sounds crazy, but it does happen and it's very true. That's why I always tell people, please do not compare yourself to a lot of these Instagram models. A lot of it is an illusion. You'll see a lot of these chicks in person. A lot of these chicks actually look like handsome Squidwards, and they're always doing these extravagant things and hanging out with all these other Instagram models. You would think that they're living their best life, but 9 times out of 10, a lot of them are just really escorting. A lot of them are just doing things like human trafficking. A lot of them are also tied to human trafficking. I always say Instagram is the new Backpage. I think that's what everybody says. Backpage, for those of you guys who are too young, that was basically a site from the early 2000s where a lot of people went on there to advertise themselves as escorts or prostitutes to hang out with people or have dinner dates with people for money. Like, people would go on these sites to do something strange for some change.
It's danger because the Justice Department shut down Backpage.com. Good evening again. I'm Monique Mingalavan.
I'm Steve Rabel. Cairo 7's Dave Wagner's here now with the stories of the women who say their only alternative is to walk the streets in search of customers. Some tough stories here, Dave.
It is the game face of a woman who knows the game on Aurora Avenue.
How rough is it? It's definitely, the struggle is real. The struggle is real.
A steady stream of young women trolling for a trick on a strip called The Blade.
We call it a trick for a reason. Women in the sex trade are selling buyers a fantasy.
A highway where moonlight and headlights reveal a sobering reality.
You're constantly being objectified, commodified, bought, sold.
A daily life and death struggle that involves dollars, dope, and denial.
It's a lot more dangerous. This is way more dangerous.
When Backpage shut down.
It's because you don't know who's going to pick you up. Every time I get in a car, I risk my life, so.
Whereas before you had their phone number?
Exactly. I could screen them, and I knew, pretty much wherever, where they were, and, it was a lot more honest.
Maya has been on the streets for 10 years.
Obviously, I'm on heroin.
She's never seen it like this.
When they thought eliminating Backpage was making the streets safer, actually they did not make the streets safer.
Absolutely not.
And we heard that over.
There's more pimps and there's more guys out here.
And over again.
It's just like a way different of a crowd that's been that I see come through here compared to Backpage. A lot of dangerous, strange men.
It made the sex trade, prostitution, very, very anonymous.
Seattle attorney Mike Fowl sued Backpage for allowing young girls to be sold for sex in the escort section of the website.
2 of the girls were in 7th grade when they began to be trafficked.
On Backpage?
On Backpage. These girls that we represented, it was very, very dangerous. They were raped multiple times a day, every day. Some of them were beaten, they were threatened, forced to use drugs and alcohol.
Fowl's law firm is the only one nationwide to win a case against Backpage. Fowl is now suing on behalf of a prostitute who was murdered because she advertised on Backpage.
And listen, if you wanna bust it wide open for a real nigga, do what you gotta do. But Backpage is a good example when I compare Backpage girls to IG girls, because the reason why Backpage girls are basically going broke and losing money is because things like Instagram are taking over. And that's why I say Instagram is the modern day Backpage. None of this stuff is real. This is all an illusion. Why do you think all these chicks were so quick to make an OnlyFans? Why do you think Beyonce promoting this shit? A lot of times when these Instagram models are showing off their bodies and they're doing it overtly, 9 times out of 10, they're doing it because they want to promote themselves to these rappers who slide in their DMs. Like, it's funny because people like the city girls have glamorized this whole FLEWD out culture, but people don't realize that when girls are getting FLEWD out, they're not sitting on these damn couches like watching SpongeBob or watching Grey's Anatomy. A lot of these chicks getting FLEWD out are getting FLEWD out to fuck, or if they're not getting FLEWD out to fuck, they're getting FLEWD out to pee on people. And to be honest, the same thing goes for people like Dream Doll. Of course, Dream Doll is now a famous rapper and reality TV star, but Dream Doll back in 2014 was out here being an Instagram model. You thought she was living this luxury lifestyle. Meanwhile, she was out here selling her pum pum on the streets of Miami. I mean, her mugshot is all over the internet, and it's kind of crazy because you would think someone as luxurious as her back in 2014, because that's when she got famous on Instagram, was out here doing big things, but she was out here doing, you know, a little something strange for some change back in the day. It's glamorized and it's being taught to young girls, and it's unfortunate because we have people like FLEWD who's out here getting cheated on and being abused and manipulated by her man who we thought was amazing, over here telling girls that if you don't buy you a Birkin bag, he's not really worth your time. And I think stuff like that is so pathetic because FLEWD was obviously faking it and faking the funk and faking the happiness for views and attention and to look good on other people. The same thing goes for a lot of these dudes on Instagram who flex all this money, drive all these exotic cars. They're trying to advertise themselves to these girls as well. A lot of times these dudes be reaching out to these Instagram models, but they know these Instagram models, the first thing they do is they click on your page, they lurk through your shit, and if they feel like you're not worth their time, they'll just keep scrolling. 9 times out of 10, before an Instagram model even gives a guy a certain amount of attention, she wants to see if his Instagram look good, meaning she wants to see if he got nice cars, if he got alcohol, if he got money, if he's always traveling, if he got this, if he got that, if he got this, and if he got that. That's what a lot of Instagram models typically do because they want to see if you're worth their time or if you got the money. But real people who actually have money don't go around flexing and showing it all the time. Real dudes and real women who have money or make a good income aren't going to go around plastering all over social media. A lot of people who make $80K a year or even 500 racks a year don't go around plastering on social media because it's really nobody's business. But the people who flaunt it and show it off the most are usually the most insecure people. Those are usually the people who want you to believe that they're living a certain lifestyle so that way you'll like them or that way you'll think highly of them. And it's fucked up because human beings are very self-conscious, and Kanye West said it the best. A lot of us are self-conscious. It's just a lot of people won't admit it. In a way, and in some stance, there are certain influencers who are doing pretty well for themselves and run a very good substantial business. And there's a lot of these people who are actually making a lot of money and doing pretty well for themselves. But 95% of them aren't doing that well for themselves. And it's sad because people look at that and they think that it has to be them. The same thing goes for a lot of these bodies. A lot of these girls want to look like that. They want to embody that. But a lot of people are doing this because they want to look good in front of other people. A lot of times people give you more respect if you have a Chanel bag. Anyone that has designer, you know what I mean. If you have a Chanel bag or you got red bottoms or you're someone that has like a Ferragamo belt or Gucci belt or you drive a nice ass car, you know people give you more respect because of what you have, and that's pretty pathetic. People give you more respect based off of what you have, and that's one thing I notice as well as an influencer. I don't typically tell people that I do YouTube videos when I meet people. Usually I wait for them to just ask me, and if they ask me, I'll tell them, or I'll usually just be like, I'm in social media marketing. And people would think that I would just brag about it all the fucking time, and it's really irritating. Like I had a lot of, people that I thought were cool, people that I thought were my friends who would always brag about knowing me, being like, oh yeah, I know so-and-so, or he has all these followers. Like they'll do little shit like that and that shit would really fucking irritate me. Or they'll discuss my following with other people, and before I even get a chance to meet somebody, that person already has like a preconceived notion that I'm just like some arrogant fool who thinks I'm better than people just because I have a ton of followers, when that's not even true at all. That's the furthest thing from the truth. So people really judge you based off of your job description or overall what you have. If you have something that they don't have and it's something that would be deemed as rare, people will envy you, or they'll resent you, or they'll want to be you, or they'll want to be around you just because of that. So that's why I always tell people when it comes to these Instagram chicks, stop trying to buy into what they're selling you. A lot of this shit isn't real. A lot of people all of a sudden want to get BBLs. A lot of people didn't want to get BBLs 5-10 years ago because a lot of people are scared of surgery. Now everybody's bold enough and brave enough to do it. But the reason why a lot of these Instagram chicks, like I said, are doing it is because a lot of them are sex workers, genuine sex workers getting flown out to Dubai every single month or every single week, getting paid to piss, shit, and pee and period blood in somebody's mouth. I know that's TMI and that sounds pretty disgusting, but it's true. Dudes are even paying girls, especially Instagram models, to step on their testicles or punch them in the throat, and they're gonna give them a whole bunch of money for that. Now I know a lot of y'all gonna be like, oh wow, I don't mind punching somebody in the throat for some money. That's true, I understand that. But these Instagram models really sell you a dream. Same thing with these dudes. There was this one dude on Instagram named EJ Stay Trill who's actually in jail right now because he was flexing this luxurious life. Come to find out, old boy was scamming. Basically, this dude was like an Instagram model. He was famous for his appearance and his looks, and he flexed so much money. His cars, his shoes, his designer brands. He always showed himself traveling the world, doing this, that, and the third. And everybody thought he was doing good because he was probably like an investor or something or owned a business. No one really knew what he did. And typically when you don't know what somebody does and they make a lot of money, that's how you know that they're fraudulent. And if you look at what his charges were, old boy was basically wanted by the Fort Worth, Texas Police Department for fraud. Another reason why a lot of them are scammers and a lot of them are frauds is because financial literacy isn't taught. I had to learn this once I started doing social media and things started taking off for me. Was when I first started making a good amount of substantial income, I always told myself, look, I don't want to fall off. I want to make sure that I expand my money and I invest it and I put it where it's right. And I made a lot of very, very horrible financial decisions. Not like horrible decisions to the point where I was buying ridiculous amounts of designer. Not that bullshit. I've never been into that. But I made a lot of like stupid decisions like eating out too much, not budgeting properly, not knowing how much I'm spending, and money would just fly out the window. And financial literacy isn't taught. So sometimes when people get to a point where they're running out of money, they buy this, they buy that, they buy that car, they buy these new clothes to keep up with their social media, to keep up their image on social media. And these Instagram models, they take their money and they invest it into their looks. Investing into your looks is complete bullshit because guess what? Looks fade. You may look good now, you may have an amazing body now because of what you bought, but best believe that looks are going to fade. If you don't start a business and do what you got to do with that money, you ain't shit. The older I got, the more I realized it's okay not to have all the latest Jordans. The more I got older, I realized my parents didn't care to buy me the new Nikes or the new Gucci belt or some shit like that. Some people get on here with genuine intentions, and a lot of people get on here with intentions to just milk it and take as much money as they can because people are narcissistic and evil and liars and vindictive and manipulative. So you got to take everything you see with a grain of salt. And it's unfortunate because I've heard a lot of horror stories of a lot of influencers just stealing money from people or telling people like, oh, hey, come to my boot camp and I'm going to show you how to make some money. They go to the boot camp. They don't get what they deserve. Same thing with the Ace family. The Ace family created a whole course where they're going to teach influencers or teach aspiring influencers how to make $1 million.
Which is why I'm here today to teach all of you the secrets to social media and to help you accomplish your dreams. In this program, I'll be teaching 4 courses. The first course is how to grow your social media platforms. The second course is how to make money from social media. Third course is how to start a business. And the last course is how to grow your business. In order to be able to have access to all of these courses, you must join now. You only have 24 hours.
Meanwhile, old boy literally built his whole platform off the basis of having kids. This motherfucker had kids for views, and he had more kids for views. And they're not even probably in a real relationship. This is probably a fucking business. Please don't try to be like them. Do not try to be like them. Don't try to get your butt done or your body done or your boobs done to look like these people. Because these people don't even look like these people. They don't even look like themselves. Don't get stuck into this trap that you have to look like these Instagram dudes and make all this money. Because like I said, these Instagram dudes are out here trying to make money and flex and flaunt because they want these chicks to give them attention. These dudes who drive these beautiful cars, a lot of them could barely even afford it. A lot of them are literally using 70% of their paycheck just to have a nice car. For what? Things, of course, bring you peace and happiness, but not for the long run. Because when you die or when you eventually perish or whatever, you're not going to be able to take all that designer clothes and all those watches you took with you. These Instagram chicks, they're not going to be able to take all these waist trainers and all this money that they scammed out of people with them. They're just going to be able to make all this damn money, blow it all away, and then when they die with nothing because they made no imprint in the world. They created nothing for themselves, no businesses, and they passed down shit to their future children or their future ancestors. But Instagram models and Instagram in general and Instagram dudes, a lot of them are the new modern day magazine covers. The stuff that's airbrushed and the stuff that's an illusion in order to make you think that you have to have that. You didn't want that ass surgery. You didn't want that butt shot. You didn't want those new clothes. You didn't want that designer outfit. You didn't want those designer shoes until you saw somebody else on social media get it, and now you want it. I didn't see anybody wearing those damn Balenciaga sock shoes until Cardi B had them. And them shits not even that damn nice. Them shits are just okay. And I almost got them at one point, but them shits, I got some fat ass feet. So I couldn't get them, luckily for me. But then I quickly snapped out of it and realized, why would I want this? What am I going to get this for? I'm literally barely ever going to wear it. A lot of us really wear a lot of this shit to impress people. So please understand that social media is just an illusion. All these dudes aren't really making any money. A lot of these dudes on here are really pimp daddies. A lot of these chicks are really escorts. And only 5 to 10% of people are actually doing good things with their money by investing it and buying property. 9 times out of 10, their houses are rented. A lot of these Instagram models sleep on pissy ass air mattresses. And a lot of them, it'd be like 50 of them in like one apartment, but yet they're flaunting their trips to Dubai. They're flaunting their exotic, beautiful cars. Go to college and build skills. If you want to go out here and invest your money in stocks, or you want to get out here and start a business, or you want to start that lash company or that hair company, start it. Trying to be an influencer for some reason has been like the new wave. There's a lot of times where a lot of kids like email me, a lot of young people in their teens will email me or they'll DM me on Instagram and they'll be like, hey, so like my dream is to be a YouTuber, which I'm fine with that. But a lot of them will also say that their dream is to like do TikTok, or their dream is to do like the internet, which is fine. You can do it. It's possible, but it's not a substantial reality unless you actually use it and flip it into something. Because when it comes to YouTube and social media, I understand and I full-blown acknowledge that it's not going to be around forever. I acknowledge that, right? And I've had people tell me, oh, you bitch, you stupid fuck, oh my god, you might have lost all that weight, but wait till the YouTube money runs out, oh fuck, like, you know, shit like that. But I understand wholeheartedly that if I want to make sure that I stay on top of my game and I create generational wealth for myself, I gotta invest this damn money. I gotta put it somewhere. I gotta make sure it sits somewhere and it stands and it grows, because people are out here waiting for your downfall. But in the long run, when it comes to social media, when it comes to influencers, a lot of them are frauds, most of them are fake, most of them are liar, and all they fucking do is promote a dream and a lifestyle to you that a lot of them 9 times out of 10 don't even really live. So before I close out this podcast, I want to say, I've said this once and I'll say it again, influencers are the biggest frauds. Influencers are the biggest scammers. They tend to be the people who show you this luxury life that they're living, but they're not really living it for real. You don't need a body like them. If you want it, fine, but you don't need it. If you want your lips filled in, fine. If you want your nose done, fine, but do it for you. Do it because it makes you happy. I don't think you should have to change for anyone. I feel like you should want to change because you want to change, and that's the end of that. So take what I say. Don't believe half the shit you fucking see, because all of it is an illusion. And best believe that 9 times out of 10, a lot of them are really out here living broke, bow wow lifestyles, and in the same breath, scamming, stealing from people, lying to people, being pimps, escorts, and thieves. So yeah, that's that for this podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope somebody learned something from it. And please understand that these are all just my point of views, my outlooks on it. And if you feel attacked, then good bitch, you should feel attacked. But yeah, that's that for this podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. Time out is over.